Thanks so much for joining us on the podcast here today, Alex. For those that are getting to know you for the first time, let's have you just tell them a little bit about yourself, and then we'll talk more about Nfinite.
Yeah. Well, I'm very happy to be here today with you, Jared. So I'm Alex. I'm 39 years old. I'm the father of 3 kids. I'm French and American. I live in France, but I am in the California every other week. Originally I was an attorney. I started my career as an attorney in merger and acquisition, after a few years, I thought I didn't have enough impact, so I started my a first startup in real estate, and then very, very quickly realized of the importance of visual experience online, and this is where I started building Nfinite 7 years ago.
I like to focus on so you gave us the why. Now give us the how and what of Nfinite.
Yeah, so Nfinite is a spatial computing platform. So basically, we've been building capabilities that enables to do 2 things very well. One, generate what we call 3D objects or 3D environments that are of the highest quality, standardization, and scale on the market. And second, we are able with our proprietary pipeline and platform to leverage these assets to create billions, trillions even of visual experiences, images, videos, animation, 3D experiences, and we've been doing that for 7 years. We first applied that to commerce, where we basically are providing product visual experiences online for the major retailers in North America and in Europe.
So you mentioned the major retailers. So let's focus on them for a second. Give me an example of one of the things that you would do with them.
Yeah. So for example, one of the biggest issue you have is online is the only touch point that the consumer has with the product that an e-commerce player is selling is the visual experience. And so the problem in online is you have zillions of vendors with zillions of products and different types of images, of standardization, of brand. And so if you're a retailer, you're like confused because you have all these vendors, all these products, but your experience is really a bazaar. You have experience from this supplier in China, this supplier in North Carolina, no brand awareness. So what we do at Nfinite is we plug in our platform, we retrieve all the information from the suppliers, and we automatically generate a standardized, immersive, brand consistent, and customized experience starting on the product detail page.
And in the past, what would end up happening is, like, if you weren't able to actually see that, you had to basically imagine, and we all know how that can end up working out. So now talk me through your process. Like, so let's say you start working with like a new retailer, for instance. Like, how does that initial process kind of break down for that relationship to kick off with you two?
So generally what we do is we do an A/B test, saying, hey, this is your product detail page today. Why don't you test 50 of your SKUs, so your products, with our technology, and we see how does it perform. And generally we give that for free, and then we see an uplift in the e-commerce KPIs that are generally like the conversion rate, add to cart, time spent on page, and returning customers, that is double digit. And then from that, then once the retailer sees like the value on a performance increase, then we start scaling the capabilities throughout the catalog. And then what happens is we connect to their system, their PIM, their DAM, whatever, and then we retrieve the information, standardize it, and then retrieve it back to their system so that it can be published online and scale the performance that they've been seeing on a small sample.
How has AI impacted your business? Obviously, across the board, it's impacted businesses greatly, in a positive way. How has that impacted how you're able to do what you do?
So I think for us, it's even maybe potentially a bigger impact than in other industries for 2 reasons. First of all, visual generation or virtual generation has been dramatically impacted by AI. You see Sora to generate videos, you see Stability or others, or Firefly or whatever, or Dolly to generate images. And in that whole paradigm shift that happened 2 years ago, what we've been doing at Nfinite is, okay, what is infinite purpose? What is infinite, certainty of the skills that we have and that can be replaced? And then we ended up, a year and a half ago, starting saying, hey, the future of visual AI is what we call spatial AI. And spatial AI is the ability for an AI engine to really understand space and represent space in an accurate way. You mean depth, you mean size of object, you mean geometry, you mean relationship within objects. And once you're saying that, you say, okay, in order for AI or physical AI or spatial AI, whatever you call it, to develop, you need spatial computing capabilities to be able to, one, generate data to train this AI to be physically intelligent, and you need an infrastructure, a platform to leverage the data to generate the right training data sets. And so basically it has impacted us a lot, because what we've started doing is leveraging our core capabilities around these two pillars, again, generated unparalleled data sets and the ability to leverage that data at scales to create trillions of images and videos to basically train the next generation of AI to be spatially intelligent. So for us, it is a game changer, and even maybe a change of purpose of our platform, which was initially applied to retail, and now retail is just a vertical application of the spatial capabilities that we have and that we provide much more horizontally to the spatial AI players, meaning the world model builders, robotics companies, or e-commerce players that want to generate product visual experiences that are spatially accurate.
So with what you've built today, and like, let's kind of put even the future lens on, and you already kind of gave us a sneak peek there. What other spaces do you feel like what you've built will be impactful in?
Great question. So first of all, the everything we learned and we started from is in commerce. So the first natural application of our spatial computing capabilities is commerce, is product experiences that you can generate at scale to provide a better consumer experience, more immersive and more customized. So that's the first application. But what we've uncovered in the last few quarters, and that has really the race has really started with Jensen Huang starting at CES saying that the next multi-trillion-dollar opportunity is physical AI. Yann LeCun from Meta that says, hey, the world is spatial, so everything needs to be spatially intelligent. You need to understand space, generate space, and manipulate space. And so there we are just providing our core capabilities to different types of players now. First, like what we call the hyperscalers. The hyperscalers, they use us to generate or access spatial data that is the ground truth of spatial intelligence, because it is accurate, it is realistic, it is QC'd, and that doesn't exist anywhere. And then from them, we also help what we call physical AI application that are building physical apps. So it could be someone wanting to generate videos that are where space is really realistic, and then down the line you have the enterprise, like our original customers who say, okay, I need to have a solution that enables me today to generate a space that is physically correct. So we started in commerce, but you have the same in defense, you can have the same in manufacturing. So basically everything that is related to a visual experiences, whether detection or generation, can be a partner of ours.
I never like to focus on the negative, but there's still like always things that you're aware of, right? What are some potential blockers or issues that you foresee? And I have no doubt you'll get past them, but I would be interested to hear, what you kind of look at from that perspective as well.
No, it's a great question, and again, as a startup founder, this is the thing that we need to be thinking on all the time. What can kill us? What do we need to achieve to grow, to be better, to have more impact? And at Nfinite, our motto is what we call the impact matrix. So what is it that we need to solve with the minimum effort to have the maximum impact? And so for me, there are two things today. The first thing is the scale of the data that we can generate. started in commerce and real estate and now gaming, and how do we expand to new categories? So how do we leverage the IP that we have around the graph of objects and scenes to other categories is something that we really are working on, and we've successfully achieved that, but we are not tackling yet all the categories, which is essential if you want to have a horizontal play. And the other thing that we need to tackle is, unlike for LLMs or LVMs, where the data was available everywhere and everyone built, pipeline to leverage text or images. When it comes to spatial data, which really is 3D, there is no existing pipeline or very, very little. So our customers, our partners, even if we were to provide them with the data, they can't leverage it. So the thing we need to be doing, and which we've been doing, is how can we provide our own infrastructure that was internally used for us? How can we productize that so that our customers can really access or generate the data that they need, and then leverage our pipeline to actually make that data useful in their own training pipeline. And that's kind of a bottleneck, which is really due for me to the immaturity or the youngness of the market. But today, this is a blocker for us to scale fast.
What's next in terms of, talk me through how you think of team build out? How do you decide what gets added to roadmap and what gets shelved? Would love to hear that as well.
So for us, we have two teams. We have first a team that is really focused on 100% on retail visual application, where we continue to grow the capabilities, and the team that actually leverage the spatial computing capabilities that we have, but really verticalized to the team. So this team is growing in terms of go-to-market team, marketing, sales, customer success, and also technical and product capabilities. How can we expand our reach to not only tackle the product detail experience, but every type of visual experiences to every touch point with the shopper. And then for the spatial play, which is the deep tech, that's a real deep tech play where we are scaling our capabilities. And today we're scaling more on the real deep science, so deep AI capabilities with new researchers enabling us to build more intelligence around the physical data infrastructure that we've built.
What continues to drive you, Alex?
For me, it's impact. I've been driven by that since, I think I was a kid, and that's what's been driving me since I started. And today, I think for a founder, you could not have dreamt of a better, place and time to be a founder. Everything is reshuffled. This AI, and for us the physical AI opportunity is a paradigm shift in the world, and we're just at the beginning. And I was too young to miss the internet a revolution, but we are here for the AI and physical AI revolution. So what drives me is how can we at Nfinite leverage our core capabilities, our core experience, what is very unique, to have the maximum impact and be a key piece of that physical AI revolution, which for me tomorrow is a game changer in dozens of lines of business and trillions of billions of people. If you think about robotics, imagine if tomorrow you can change the way we work thanks to robots. Nfinite is a key role, so that's what drives me.
I love it. I'm glad we were able to chat and to hear more about Nfinite and what you've been building, just to see the excitement around what you're building. Look forward to future conversations. Hopefully we can have you come back on, and maybe we'll even do some stuff with our retail vertical I was telling you about, to kind of focus more on that area. Great. But really appreciate you joining me here today, giving us a little bit of a snapshot on what you're doing, and wish you all the best of luck.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. It was great, and looking forward to meeting you in person in a couple of weeks, and very much looking forward to coming again on your channel.
Likewise.
Thank you so much, Jerry.